Hello everyone. Well, it's autumn and there's a chill in the air and it's time to be thinking about making winter remedies. So I'm just out here weeding, pulling out some grass from our lovely bed of thyme, because thyme is one of my favourite winter remedies because it does so much and it's so practical because you can do so much with it as well. So it's antimicrobial, it's antibacterial, it's antiviral, it's antifungal. It's just brilliant for all kinds of infections. And I've made tinctures in the past and I've made an oxymel. But you could do lots of other things with it too. And don't forget, it's a fantastic digestive herb. I'm going to collect some of this now and bring it into the house and just show you a few of the ways I use it as a winter remedy. This is the time of year when we would traditionally be thinking about thyme because it is just so brilliant as a winter remedy. So I've already made a thyme oxymel where I've got thyme infusing in half a jar of honey with half a jar of vinegar. And I'm just leaving that for about 5-6 weeks and then it'll be strained off just like the blackberry oxymel that you can look back and see how it's made. It's exactly the same. So bearing in mind that it's now time to be thinking about winter illnesses, I've got some thyme tincture that I made and I'm going to strain it off now just while I chat to you about the wonders of thyme, because believe me, there's a lot more to it than just a remedy for winter. So yes, to prevent colds and flus and chest problems, you can take a spoonful of your oxymel. You can have your thyme tincture as well if you have asthma or any other bronchial problems, because it's a natural antibiotic, antiviral, antibacterial, so it's going to kill infections. So for the bronchial tubes, it helps open them up and prevents spasm and constriction and cramping, you could call it even, so that your lungs are able to function with ease. So that's really important for people with asthma. But I mean, you know, think back to those lovely summer days when the thyme was scrambling over the rocks with the beautiful mauve and purple and lavender coloured flowers and that gorgeous aromatic scent. That's what makes it so potent. It's that aromatic, lovely aromatic scent because of the volatile oils. So now I'm getting prepared. I have the oxymel. Now I have lovely thyme tincture. I have fresh thyme here that I just picked. Just take that bit of grass out. And I've decided with this, I'm going to infuse it just in honey alone, because then it's handy just to take a spoonful of thyme honey and get all the natural goodness of the honey and thyme and all their wonderful properties of, you know, being natural antibiotics. It's an easy way to get a winter remedy into yourself and into children. Thyme, as I was saying, is so much more than just a winter remedy. So that's fresh thyme in local honey, so it's really potent as a medicine. But I mean, it'll be delicious just used as, you know, when you put it into your cooking, because you're going to get that lovely sweetness, but all that wonderful medicinal value as well. So as I was saying, you can use thyme for many other purposes other than respiratory issues. Do you remember the nursery rhyme? Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Up they got and home they trot as fast as they could caper. He went to bed to mend his head with vinegar and brown paper. So I've discovered that thyme makes an excellent headache remedy, and particularly when it's a thyme vinegar. So you could use it topically to dab it onto your sore parts, or you could just take a spoonful of it. So I'm going to make a thyme vinegar as well. This is my dried thyme, because as you can see, my little herb jar is empty, the thyme I use for cooking. So I'm going to put some of my dried thyme into there and some into here for a vinegar. It also helps eyesight, so it'll be handy to include maybe a thyme vinegar into any soups or stews that I'm making, or into any salad dressings. You know, it's just, you can do with thyme as many things as you want to get it inside you. And it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful herb. But when you want to dry it as it is now, you have to garble it. So you're taking off all those teeny tiny little leaves so that you don't have the stems, because Lol doesn't like the stems in his seasoning. So I have to get all the little leaves off. But that's easy, because when they're dry, they just strip off like that. And there's your stem then, look. And that's called garbling. This is a really long, slow, arduous process, garbling thyme leaves. So I'll just recap. Thyme is absolutely fantastic. It should be one of your first go-tos for a winter remedy, because it is antibacterial, antiviral, antimicrobial, and it helps with honey to make a natural antibiotic. But not to forget, it's great for headaches. It's great for normalizing women's periods. It's very good helping during labor and to expel the afterbirth. And it's also good for tired eyes. And my eyes are getting tired a lot lately because I'm going from one pair of spectacles to another. So I think I'm going to start taking a little spoonful of thyme vinegar each day. And the other way you can take it, of course, I'm drying it at the moment and garbling it so that I have it for culinary use, because of course it's an amazing digestive as well, because it can prevent spasm and it's a carminative and it helps with digestion. So apart from the wonderful taste, it does all those things as well. So that's the way you make tea, either with it fresh from the garden or using your dried herbs in the kitchen. Just want to point out before I go, there are lots of types of thyme, and people have asked me about different herbs in the past. Can I use this one even though it's not maybe the wild or the vulgaris type? So with thyme, you will find there are a lot of kind of, I suppose, decorative thymes in the garden. They might be variegated, or they might be this type or that type, and they aren't really going to cut it when you're looking for medicinal benefits. So you need to use wild thyme or Thymus vulgaris or mother thyme. They're the most medicinal and potent types. Back to work here. I'll see you next week. I'm getting a bit excited because we're coming to the end of October and Samhain is coming, so lots to look forward to. And if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and leave a comment. If you have any questions about what you can do with thyme, I mean, the list is inexhaustible. You can make wine with it. You can make salves. Think about it. Anything you can do with a herb, you can do with thyme. So you can make thyme oil as well, infuse oil, and you've got a lovely tasty culinary oil that you could use. So I'll see you next week, and have a wonderful week in between now and then. Bye.